What is that? What is that? Is that the sound of the Denver Broncos in the freaking playoffs? I'd almost forgotten what it felt like, what it sounded like, how it felt to be a Denver Broncos fan in the playoffs. We are back where we belong, Broncos country. We are playoff bound. It is time. We are headed to Buffalo in 5 days to take on the Bills in a matchup that could, honestly, possibly go our way. Who knows? A lot can happen. Anything can happen in the playoffs. Guys, welcome to the very first ever playoff edition of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. Let's go.
Smooth, the pins to chew, breaking down plays about to debut. Denver pride in every view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Bright lights of my heart in our view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. From draft picks to game reviews, celebrating wins, analyzing the clues. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. No orange and blue.
Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
What is up, Broncos country? And how you doing, Orange and Blue crew? Guess what? It's the very first ever playoff edition of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
Hell yeah.
I'm Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking, your host with the hostess with the mostest tonight as we prepare for the onslaught that is the playoffs. And joining me tonight, special guest host, the guy that this network nicknamed KB82,
Yes.
Kenny Booker from Mile High Huddle. What's up, Kenny? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing today? It's it's just a beautiful time to be a Bronco fan. It's been so long. We were so
You
spoiled
feel like,
for such a long time.
You feel like the old lady in Titanic, it's been 80.
Yeah, that lady with the big old diamond, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
still mad she-
Throws it over there.
I'm still mad about she threw that over there. Yeah.
I know. Ugh, gross. But anyway, dude, we're in the playoffs, man. Like, I mean, I still am not even sure completely how I feel right now. It's just been a couple of days, and I'm still grasping onto the fact that we're gonna go play some meaningful football in January.
Yeah. It's remember, it's just like it would always go to the Nuggets because the Nuggets are doing good. So like the last few years, yeah, you would just go straight to the Nuggets.
I'm rocking them right now, bro. You know, and you're headed to the game tonight to watch the Nuggets versus the Celtics. So lucky you, man. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I wish you were in town, man. I would have brought you with, but
sometimes
it's the best when seasons cross over. When one started the playoffs and the other one season begins, so it's like a never-ending rotation of like fun sports. In Denver.
I remember it well growing up, but unfortunately, I just don't live there anymore and haven't for the past 20 years. So, but it is what it is. I'm still mad in love with Denver. I'm still mad in love with my Denver sports, except for the Rockies, because just don't even get me started. But but otherwise, yeah. In fact, real quick, I'm pretty excited. I've gotten an artist started designing on my my Mile High Viking half sleeve.
Okay.
That I've got planned, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna have the Broncos logo, the Avalanche, Nuggets, and Buffaloes on there.
Oh, nice. Have you ever seen those AI things you can get where you can kind of put those in there and then they'll like do it for you?
Yeah. So I have this whole plan, man. I'm gonna get. You know what the Yggdrasil, the tree of the world from Viking culture is? They It's like a beautiful big tree with deep sinking roots.
Mhm.
Anyway, I'm gonna get that tree across the top of my arm, and then the canopy will be the Broncos logo, and then going down the trunk, looking very, Nordic in style. I'm
Okay.
gonna have them design in an Avalanche, Nuggets, and Buffalo's logo, and then some awesome Viking scroll work that goes all the way around the sides of my arm, and underneath it's just gonna say Mile High Viking across my forearm. I'm so pumped.
Yeah. And make sure you don't go cheap on it. It's never.
Oh,
That's one of the things you never
you don't
skip on.
I've
Pay
got a
more.
couple of cheap tattoos that I got in the army, man, and yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely it gets bad. We've already got Bonkers Broncos in the house saying, "What up, fellas? Congrats on casting your first Broncos playoff game." That's right,
Thank you.
casting. Okay, I mean it was all in the script. It was all in the script.
Yeah.
At least Broncos
It's like
country knew
wrestling.
it, right? Broncos country knew it all season that it was in the script. We got Outdoor Sky 1. This is a new name for us. So welcome, Outdoor Sky, for the first time ever. So glad the drought is over. I was worried it would mirror the 60s. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, that was like I can't believe we were even in that situation where we had 3 games to get in the playoffs. From like being like a 5-win team at what they thought we were going to be to like we literally could just I don't know drag our feet into the last game. And it wasn't like we lost to 2 really good or really bad teams. Those were hot teams, San Diego and our Los Angeles and the Bengals are just down the roll. So we got to test ourselves against really good competition. And then we got to blow out the last team. So it was nice. Are you, are you on mute?
Apologize. Give me a second. I'm not sure if we have.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh,
I can
all
hear,
right, good.
yeah.
Okay, that's better. Okay, no, as far as this, I was saying, as far as the 60s goes, obviously I wasn't alive back then, but my grandfather was a season ticket holder since the team's inception up
Oh,
until 2015. So I've heard all about it. And it's nice when you look at the fact that the Broncos in their history were historically a winning franchise.
mhm.
We were pretty spoiled for decades and decades about it. And I'm not sure exactly, I don't know what happened with my microphone, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Um, it's back. We're good.
Yeah, you're
But,
good. Or I can hear you.
we
At least.
definitely got spoiled for several decades, and then just all of a sudden we forgot what it felt like to lose. And then we spent, almost an entire decade just after winning a Super Bowl,
Yeah,
just
it's
living
like
in this limbo.
I think with Pat Bowlen, it was he had got to the first. He was like the fastest to 300 wins or something like that. And we had been to more Super Bowls than we had missed the playoffs. We
Yeah.
were like extremely spoiled. Then we had John Elway for super long. We had Craig Morton for a few years too, who was a decent guy.
Got us
Played his
to
worst
got us
game in the Super Bowl, but
but he
yeah,
got us to a Super Bowl.
yeah, because he only had 3
Yeah.
interceptions all year, and he threw 3 interceptions in that game.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Um,
Yeah, he did.
so yeah, and then I mean, you get Peyton Manning. It's just like there's got to be Lions fans out there just like, shut up, dude. We've never even been to the Super Bowl, so I'm really rooting for those guys too.
So am I. But but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think there's something to be said for those that have never been versus those who were used to being it. and then it just gets snatched away from you. That's
Yeah,
a
it's like the
different kind of
Patriots
feeling.
now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's obviously there's teams that have never been, and you got the Jets haven't been in how long, and
Yeah, I was gonna say whenever they talk trash to me, they're like they always wearing their Joe Namath jersey, and I'm like, realize that's the last time you went to the Super Bowl, right?
yeah, right,
It's
exactly.
Joe Namath.
Like that's how long ago? Like, were you even half the people wearing those Namath jerseys? Were you even alive when that happened?
No.
Like, like, but for us, we got used to this winning, this, like if you had a losing season under Pat Bowlen, you were worried that the coach was going to get fired because that was against his culture, and now, and it took so long to get back there, and I'm glad that we're there now, that culture's being reborn in its own in a new light, but it's still being reborn, and it's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's yeah, it was so nice that every single year. But the only thing that was good about or bad about winning all the time is during all that winning, we were actually losing in the Super Bowl, and like horribly. They
That's a
used to
good
make
point.
this joke about the Broncos and how it's like what does weed and the Broncos have in common? And it was they both get smoked in the bowl. And and I was like, man, I would laugh, whatever, because it was true. But I was like, man, that's messed up. But
Yeah, it is. But you know what? We got 3 to
what
our name, and I predict more in our future. I see, it's a bright future for us right now.
it's a whole new generation of players, and we're on a roll. So we'll see.
Yes, we are. We got Richie Rich popping in the house. He's coming in, getting freaking cold here. He says D-Rock's in the house saying KB and Baki. What's up, D-Rock? It's good to see you, my friend. And then of course a whole slew of comments about my lost audio. Don't know what happened there. But Matthew
Yeah,
Kino, another new name. Can Broncos get through Buffalo? Vonster predictions on Josh Allen's rushing yards. That's
yeah.
an excellent way to start the show. So field it, KB.
Well, yeah, it's one of the things I posted online. It was like the old guard versus the new guard. It was like Knicks or maybe Bonito versus Von Miller. But it's really it's insane that it's been 9 years and he's still an impact on the football field, and hopefully we can shut him down. You never know though. He's always has those special games in him every once in a while. So
Absolutely. I mean, and no, you can't say that he's the Von Miller of old. He's not. But the one place he does thrive is in the playoff. And he's all every year that he's made the playoffs since he left the Broncos, he has still thrived in the playoffs. So he's
yeah,
a danger.
he must won the MVP in the Super Bowl for the Rams too. I think he had 2 sacks in that game. I think
Yep.
Aaron Donald maybe got it, or Stafford. I can't remember.
Aaron Donald got it ultimately. Actually, it might have been. Was it Cooper? Was it Cup?
I can't remember. I just remember Miller was having. He just needed
I
one
think
more
it was
sack in
Cooper
the fourth
Kupp.
quarter.
I think it was Cooper Cup that got it actually. But either way, Von Miller is still a force to be reckoned with, especially in the playoffs, and we definitely have to be careful with that. But we'd still, even with Von Miller on that side of the field, we got to remember the Broncos have the best pass blocking O-line in the NFL. And so, I mean, if there's anybody that can, maybe I don't know if you can stop. Von Miller's one of those that you can't necessarily stop him, but you can at least slow him down. If there's one O-line that can slow him down, I think it's the Broncos. What are your opinions on that?
Sorry about that. But I saw my battery and I was like, oh no, I didn't have my computer plugged in.
Oh,
what was that question again then?
well, I was saying, Von Miller is obviously still a force to be reckoned with on the field, especially in the playoffs. You're good, brother. But he's still obviously a force to be reckoned with. But we still have to remember that the Broncos have the best pass blocking O-line in the NFL. So you can't necessarily stop Von, but you can definitely slow him down. And I think if there's an offensive line built to do that, it's this one. But what are your opinions on that?
You just got to watch it. You got to maybe single it up at first, whatever, it's one-on-one, see how they can handle him. If they're holding their own, just continue to do that. Otherwise, you can't just let somebody get rocked over and over. Remind me of the old school Cleo Mack and Michael Schofield. How he had 4 sacks one game, and they just never helped him. It was like Levi Wallace getting roasted over and over, and they just never helped him. So it's something they have to notice. They got to swallow their pride, just help these guys out. But in the beginning, try to roll without that and see if he can block him one-on-one.
Sure. I like it. And as far as the initial question by Matthew here, can the Broncos get through Buffalo? I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm also not saying it's impossible. Up to this point, this season, I have said on the show multiple times, I don't think there is a team in this league that we can't beat. Do I think that we're poised necessarily to beat everyone? No. But do I think, but I do think that we have the potential to beat any team in this league. And so as far as Buffalo goes, I already knew going into this that if we made the playoffs and we had, if I had my pick of teams to face in the first round, I definitely didn't want it to be Buffalo, but it
Yeah.
is. So now it's just a matter of can they come together and do what they need to do. I mean, our defense obviously needs to shut down Josh Allen in a lot of ways, his run especially. And then from there, can our offense be productive enough to at least go toe to toe with Josh Allen and put together a whole game?
Yeah, it's for me in this game, it's can Bo Nix survive the first half? Can he keep the game close? And then can we have Sean Payton not abandon the run game? And then yeah, on defense, play man, come at him with that pass rush. Was it 4 guys on our team combined for 39.5 sacks? There's like 15 dudes on our team that have a sack, and
Yeah,
somebody else I think has a half a sack.
yeah,
Yeah, we gotta lean into that. We gotta come at him, do the man coverage and just and come at him all day. And I'm not really scared of any of their receivers. There's no Jamar Chase. There's no T Higgins. There's a Dalton Kincaid. So you
eh,
gotta keep him under wraps, whatever. You can't let him to be an X factor. But I think this defense has what it takes to stop or slow down Josh
absolutely,
Allen, and they also have it in them to, if they fall behind, to hold on to that, to keep the gap small until the Broncos can ramp it up. But at the end of the day,
absolutely.
will they run out of gas in the fourth quarter? So
Yeah,
I don't
and
know. Yeah,
that's the thing is talking about the fourth quarter there. This whole season, the Broncos have started out slow for the most part, and then come alive almost too little, too late in the fourth quarter.
yeah,
We need to put together. This is the kind of game where we absolutely have to put together a whole game. It can't because the Bills aren't going to let you get away with making a comeback. That's not the type of team that you can do that against. We need to stay neck and neck as long as possible.
yeah. I can say
So
we were able to make a comeback, but you don't want a Buffalo is the last team that you want to put yourself in that situation.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
And then with Outdoor Sky was talking about Shakir is good. He is
Yeah.
really good, but at PS2s, and you put PS2 on him. I don't know who is the other guys because I know they lost Diggs, they lost Gabe Davis, and then they got that rookie. Was it Coleman? Two
Yeah, I
boxes here.
think so. Hang on, I got to pull it up now.
um,
Let's see. Here we
but
go.
yeah, this
I'll pull it.
these I was talking trash to some people on threads back and forth at the Broncos. I posted a picture of our 4 leading sack guys, and I put the Sicario music as the background.
That's great.
I love that music.
Well,
I'll send it
I
to
mean,
you.
they have Mac Hollins, who's, I mean, he's not an X factor, but he's solid enough.
Would you put any of these guys on your fantasy team? That's like as your first or
No,
second receiver.
I didn't.
Maybe your third.
Yeah. Amari Cooper, like you said, but I mean, he's out. You got, of course, like you said, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, and Curtis
Keon
Samuel.
Coleman. Yeah. So
Um,
in that situation where we should be able to blitz, to continue to blitz at a high rate, because I don't know. I'd rather die by the blitz than play it safe and let these guys catch a ton of balls underneath.
absolutely. Absolutely. We've got Bonkers Broncos coming in. Baki, you have any unique Broncos memorabilia from back in the day your grandfather collected? Some. I've got his vintage jacket that that he got in the 70s that that all these people are wearing them now, that shiny blue vintage, flight jacket with the
Mhm.
and all that. But I have but they're all brand new. Mine's an original.
Oh,
you
okay.
know, from 19 that he got in like 1976 or something and wore to every game when I was a kid. I've got a few of his hats, to include like an his AFC championship hats from the 80s.
Okay.
Things like that. Just a few little things, odds here and there. Jay and I had, we kind of, our grandmother, when he passed away, she kind of split some stuff between all of us grandkids because all of us are diehard Broncos fans and everything. So but I think
Mhm.
more than any of the stuff that he collected, the memories I got to have with him going to countless Broncos games growing
Yeah.
up. I guess right there you can see it right there above my head. That the
Oh,
little
okay.
corner of that towel there is the inaugural game at Invesco Field
Oh, wow.
that I went to with him the day before 9/11. So,
Wow. I was in
you know,
basic training for that.
oh, were you?
August 7th, I went to basic training.
I didn't realize you were that much older than me, bud.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm an old guy. I forgot
Yeah,
what
you're
happened. Somebody made fun of me for being old because I couldn't figure out how to use the sound on Instagram or something like that. I
that's funny.
was like, sorry,
Well,
man. I'm showing my age.
I didn't realize you were that much older than I am. I was in 7th grade when that at that time.
Oh, okay. So,
So, I didn't graduate till 2007 and I did basic training in 2010. So, we were about 9 years apart in our basic trainings.
yeah, I was August 7th of 2001. Um,
So, yeah,
yeah, we thought it
but
was fake. It was crazy. We thought it was like some basic training, like war game. Oh, you're going to war. And we were
oh,
just
yeah,
that's
no,
how
it
we were
was
for like
not
a
fake.
week.
It's kind of interesting. You were in basic training when the towers fell,
Mhm.
right? And I was in not basic. I'd passed basic, but I was in AIT when we killed Osama.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah.
kind of a interesting correlation there.
Somebody I knew was like in Iraq in the same area when they caught Saddam. My
My
first
cousin was.
sergeant.
My cousin was there
It
when they
was like
caught him.
something about like this. I don't know how true this is, but he told me they were like pulling guard for something, whatever, just like some regular old duty. And I'll make this quick. Sorry, guys. They're pulling guard. Some lady comes up to him and was like, "Hey, I know where Saddam is at. He's over here." And people were like, "Don't even believe that lady. She's always telling a bunch of stories." And then like a couple of days later, they found him in that area, in that general area, whatever. So uh he could have been
Hope
the
she
guy
got
to
her
catch
money.
him.
I hope she
Yeah,
got her money.
hopefully. Yeah.
Sky
But
Vargas popping in the house saying Broncos are back.
I think
I love.
my friend Matt Pino's in here. Said
Yeah, Matt's in here.
McCaffrey broke his leg the night before 9/11.
Yeah, he did.
That was
I
brutal.
I was there at that game. I got that towel. It was the very first game at Invesco Field.
Did you throw up in it when you saw it? That
No,
was
dude. See, I'm a medic. I'm
Oh,
a
okay.
combat medic. I all my life I have loved blood, gore, broken bones, all that stuff. Like anything trauma related, I'm like, like I love that shit, man. So
I was
I have a
supposed to
lot
be
of
a medic actually, but I failed algebra.
uh,
So I had to change
yeah,
classes.
the math wasn't the math part of the math part of the medic test was no joke. But anyway, moving back into it, guys. We're already about 23 minutes into the show, so I haven't done this already. Please, if this is your first time here, or if you haven't already, please go on over to Orange and Blue Network. All right, like, subscribe, share, and comment. Find us on all our social media, on X, on Facebook, and check out the audio version of the podcast everywhere where you listen to your favorites. Make sure you ding the little notification bell so you know when we go live and you don't miss any of our awesome content. Also, we simulcast and are partnered with MHRT Network. So please make sure you also jump over to MHRT Network, like, subscribe, share, comment on X, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. They're on YouTube and they're even on Instagram. So please do us that favor, guys. We'd really appreciate you for it. And then of course we got to show some love to the sponsor of tonight's show, and that is Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. The link is in the bio below. So make sure you jump on over to Dubby.gg and get yourself a dub, just like the Denver Broncos going to do this weekend. Dubby comes in a multitude of delicious flavors, and it's got the kick in the pants you need to start your day, because every cup of Dubby has 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine. But you don't get the jitters and you don't get the crash later because Dubby has no sugar. It also has no calories. It has no maltodextrin, no fillers, no artificial colors. It's nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, and nootropics, including their patented nootropic called Neurofactor that keep you sharp throughout your day. And the caffeine in Dubby is derived directly from the coffee plant. So it's as natural as it can be. Comes in all these wonderful flavors. It's great stuff. That's how you get yourself the dub, and I'm going to make that dub even sweeter because at checkout, you punch in code NRWOB10. That's NRWOB10 will get you 10% off your order at checkout. Guys, go show yourself some love. Go show them some love at Dubby.
I need some
So,
W
all
right now. I'm getting a little sleepy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'll
no,
try to be a
no.
little bit more energetic.
I work graveyards. It's not you.
No, I know. I used to do that. I don't miss it at all. So let's see here. We got Outdoor Sky still in the house. We got Shy Vargas popping in saying Broncos are back. Yes,
yeah.
sir. Yes, sir. Let's see here. It looks like Rich is telling us that he just did the Fahrenheit conversion because he's Canadian. So
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
eh?
and it's -1 degrees Fahrenheit where he is right now. And I love cold, but I don't love that cold.
Yeah. I just don't like the ice. Anything else is fine.
Yeah. Let's see. Shy Vargas saying, I think we could beat the Bills. All right, good. Me too. I think it's gonna be tough, but I don't think it's insurmountable. So let me see. Let's see what else we got here. My mouse just froze on me as I was trying to click on something.
Yeah, I think we got a great chance against the Bills. We got the pass rush, which that's what you needed to nullify the quarterback.
Yes.
Bring him down to everybody else's level, and then you just got to keep it close. You keep it close after the first half, and we definitely.
Now, one thing about Josh Allen, of course, is he's a big guy, and he's really hard to take down. When he starts using those legs, really good. He's good at going. He's pretty good at stepping up in the pocket and then running, but he's also pretty good about making it around the edge. Do you think our guys? Do you think Benito and Cooper are have what it takes to seal the edge against Josh Allen, or do you think we need to put up something like a spy on Josh Allen to keep him from being able to do that?
I guess it's like a mixture of both. I think we have it. I would like to see the 2015 team come in there and set the picture of Josh Allen and just throw a picture of Cam Newton right over his head. It's like we had the same dude. We smashed him all game long. The guy probably still has nightmares about the Broncos defense.
That's true. But I mean, the thing is, Cooper and Benito, they're still young, and I think they're kind of still developing. They're great in the actual pass rush, but I think that they at least thus far have struggled a little bit sealing the edge. Do you think that they're going to put a lot of emphasis into that in practice this week, trying to get ready for this?
I think they're just going to see how it plays out in the game. They probably have some kind of game plan for it to see if it's something that they're vulnerable against, kind of like how Forsyth is against field goal kicks. But yeah, they're just they're gonna probably play it by ear and see how it goes, and then just adjust from there. Hopefully that they can. I think they have the players for it. They just have to be. It's got to be like a gang tackle mentality with the defense. You can't just assume one guy's gonna bring him down. You all got to bring him down together.
Absolutely, and I like that answer a lot. It's just it's going to be a matter of, I think our offense has what it takes against their defense. They don't have a very prolific defense. They're definitely not on the same level as our defense is. So I think our offense, who has been getting it done. It seems like our offense has found their niche. A lot of these wide receivers, Marvin Mims is finally has figured out his routes, and he's finally figured out where he fits in all of this. Cortland Sutton has, sprung out, and now here he is. He's a 1,000-yard receiver this season now. He got his bonus. I think they're finally starting to find their rhythm as a whole. I mean, it's a little late for some of it, but it's happening. So I think we have what it takes against their defense offensively. The real question is, again, we keep coming back to it. Our defense needs to be able to continue to be the force they've been against the Buffalo offense.
Yeah, I think we need to run the ball on the offense to spell our defense, because that's the big thing about our defense. Just in history of the Broncos, whatever, of if we have a really good defense and a so-so offense, the defense usually keeps it close the entire game. The offense eventually wakes up, and then when you finally need that stop, the defense can't make it. So if you can involve the running game and spell them a little bit? Also, we have a ton of pass rushers, whatever, that we can rotate in there with the Jonah Ellis and what's the other dude's name? Had like 2 sacks in one game. I forgot. Anyway, he's got like 5 sacks as well. He's like a practice squad kind of guy. I forgot. But we have multiple guys to rotate in there, and hopefully that'll help us and keep us from gassing out. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they can hold up. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, and all we can do is hope. But then again, that's what the season has been built upon, is hope. I mean, for crying out loud, like we've already stated it, the Broncos we're not supposed to win. And I said this on the post game show the other day. Was that, maybe, just maybe, this works in our favor a little, because one thing that's been talked about a lot is this team was not supposed to be able to win more than 5 games, but they were like, we aren't. Like, it's like they don't know. They're so young and they don't know what they're not supposed to be able to do. And they're like, we aren't? Okay, we'll win 10. This team is not, they're like, this team is not gonna be able to make the playoffs. We aren't? Okay, we're gonna. So I mean, this is a young team, and that seems to be defying all the odds put against them all season long. So I think that works in our favor going into this game, is that obviously the Bills are going to be the odds-on favorite. Not only do they have the home field advantage, and the Bills Mafia is no joke, but yeah, dude, I don't know, man. They're pretty intense. I rub elbows with a lot of Buffalo super fans, and that's a pretty intense group. But like, not only do they have that home field advantage, but of course they are, they've got the record. They're going to be the odds-on favorite team in this. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But so can the Broncos continue, you think, do exactly what they've been doing all season, defying all odds?
Yeah, I think they can. So like I was saying, it's the pass rush. You gotta, and then we have a good run defense with Zach Allen, and the linebackers. I know the linebackers have some issues with tight ends and a little bit of pass coverage as well, but they do find ways to make plays. But the pass rush is going to be the biggest thing, and then our cornerbacks playing off of the pass rush. If we can find a way to rush his decision making, Josh Allen's decision making, maybe we can force a couple of turnovers or a couple of picks. Like tips that turn into picks, and then just completely flip the field. So then we have Bo Nix isn't dealing with having to go on an 80-yard drive; he's going on a 40-yard drive. And even if I don't know. They always say go for touchdowns when you're playing teams like that, but I always just say go for the points. The points will keep you close in the game. If you continuously miss going for it all the time, like the Bengals almost did against us, you might not even be there in the fourth quarter because of that,
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's we'll see.
It's winnable. It's not a guarantee, but it is winnable.
We have the tools to do it. We just don't have the experience, and our quarterback isn't experienced, whatever. But we have the coach.
But even his experience hasn't necessarily been a problem for him for the most part. I mean, you got a rookie QB who's just doing things you don't expect rookie QBs to do.
He doesn't make the same mistake twice, whatever. He's a
good learner.
And then he started dropping off on the running or with the rushing, whatever. And now he's with that last game. If he doesn't make that crazy, I don't know what he was doing with that pitch. And there was like another penalty. He has over 100 yards rushing.
He could nitpick that all day, man. I kind of felt like that was kind of BS. It was taken back. He was, he obviously was, his arm was going backwards as he tossed it. Granted, I get the ball technically went horizontally as opposed to backwards.
Well, it's weird. Yeah, I didn't even when I looked at it, I couldn't tell either. It looked like it was going backwards, but it didn't even look like he needed to do that.
He didn't. It was something that he just wanted to accomplish. And honestly, I think they should have given it to him, except for the fact that if you really looked at it, because of the momentum he had going forward and his and Javante's momentum coming up the side near him, when even though he technically his arm was pitching backwards, the ball went horizontal by the time Javonte grabbed it, so it technically was not a backwards lateral.
Yeah.
By their standards, even though all angles tell you he threw it backwards.
Yeah.
So but either way, nitpick or not, he definitely has brought the run part of his game back, and that will not facilitate, accentuate his pass game a lot if he continues to do that. But on the flip side of that, the running backs, we said it all season, have got to step the hell up because
Oh yeah.
Bo being our quarterback, but also being our rushing leader every single game, that is not a sustainable formula.
Yeah, I
Like,
just need Jaleel to get like 60 yards and a touchdown.
sure.
Would be nice. And maybe the other guys get
Yeah.
like 20 and 20, so we get 100 yards altogether and a touchdown. Maybe 20 carries combined. I don't know.
Yeah. Question from Shy here, and then I want us to get to a segment before you get out of here for the Nuggets game.
Okay, yeah.
Shy's asking, do the Bills have a good offensive line? Middling, I would say. I'm sitting here looking at right now, unfortunately, my PFF has lapsed for the moment because I haven't been able to pay it up this month.
I did that too once.
I'm waiting to get paid. So I'm sitting here and I'm on sharpfootballanalysis.com, which is a pretty good site, actually, if you've never used it. It's free and it allows you to kind of get some ideas. They have the Bills ranked 22nd.
Really?
In the league, their offensive line. Yeah. And that was the first one that came up,
Where do they have the Broncos?
I can look at one more. The Broncos on that one on sharpfootballanalysis.com. The Broncos are ranked 11th in total offensive line. Pro Football Network, that's
what I was looking at, and I think it's had the Broncos 1.
Yes, Pro Football Network has the Broncos ranked number 1. I'm trying to figure out where they got the Bills. Oh crap. The only thing I hate about all this is all these ads that pop up when you go to these sites.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting here trying to look at something for real, and they're like, "Yeah, here, you want erectile dysfunction medication? No, thank you. I ain't got that problem." So here on Pro Football Network, they've got the Bills' offensive line ranked as number 3. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I had somebody who told me it was really high. That's how I was like wondering.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. And honestly, Pro Football Network, I would trust over Sharp on that. They're a very good organization. So, but we're going to get to a segment real quick because KB's got to get out of here in just a few minutes. He's headed to the Nuggets versus Celtics game, and I'll end up closing the show out a little bit solo. But what we're going to do, we're going to complete some phrases. What do you say there, buddy?
All right, I have never done this, but yeah, let's do it.
All right, this is the phrase is incomplete.
I like that.
All right. Thank you. I came up with it myself. Anyway, all right. So this is a very simple segment. It's very simple. We are each going to pose each other a question. Well, actually, we're not so much a question as a statement. But somewhere in that statement, we're going to leave a blank, making the phrase incomplete. And then we are each going to take our turn filling in that blank. So I'll go first since this is a new thing for you. I'll go first with Josh Allen will have blank rushing yards against the Denver defense this Sunday in the wild card round.
Josh Allen will have 41 rushing yards and a fumble this week against the Broncos.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. That's fun. All right. And so you said 41. That's low ball. That's low for him.
I think he's gonna try to go, he's gonna start doing good, and then that's when he's gonna fumble, and that's when he's gonna decide maybe I should reel it in a little bit. My question would be, the Broncos will need blank total sacks to ensure they win the game.
Let's see. Last week against the Chiefs, we racked up what? 6 of them? I think
Was it
5 or
6?
6.
Yeah,
5 or
no,
6.
they were smashing that dude.
But consistently this season, we've been looking at 5 and 6. I think kind of as an average. And we've been winning.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kind of
6,
say
I'll take that all day.
I'm gonna stick with the status quo. Is between 5 and 6 sacks on the day. Obviously we have Nick Bonito, we have Jonathan Cooper. Both of them are double-digit sackers this season, which is the first time that's happened since 2018 when Von Miller and Bradley Chubb did it.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's a long time. Man.
So we got 2 dudes that are double-digit sack artists, and then we got Jonathan Franklin Meyer, and we got Zach Allen coming up the middle, and I'm sure VJ is going to be whipping out some good like safety blitz every now and then as well, coming up the middle. Maybe bringing Jaquan McMillan or PJ Locke up the middle. So I honestly think we're the best sacking team in the NFL. We lead the NFL in sacks. We have 63 total as a team on the season.
More than the no-fly zone team.
Yep, it's a franchise record. So to win this game, because it's what we've been doing and we've been winning doing it, I'm going to stick with 5 to 6. Maybe 2 for Bonito, maybe 1 to 2 for Cooper, and then 2 to 3 for between everybody else.
Okay. Yeah.
So what is your answer for your own question? I would like to know.
I would say let's go with 5. I'm gonna do 2 from Zach Allen though. 1 from Benito, 1 from Cooper. And then 1 random person like a Malcolm Roach or something.
I'm down with it, with all of it. So, well, that has been the phrase is incomplete. Thank you for doing that with me, buddy. I love that segment. It's you can do anything with it, and that's why I like it so much.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, dude, I know you got to get out of here. You got tickets. So, bro, have a wonderful time at the game. And I'll be talking to you throughout the week, I'm sure, like we usually do. So
awesome. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, go ahead and check out my X account or Twitter account at Kenneth_MHH. And then we also host a show on Fridays at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So me and my boy Eric Trickle. So yeah, join us for that. And I got some articles out as well. And I always post a bunch of different stuff too, not just football, basketball, baseball, UFC a lot. So yeah, throw me a follow on X.
You guys heard him. All right, we appreciate you, Kenny. We'll catch you later, brother.
Later, brother.
All right, guys. So we're gonna keep on rolling here. Excuse me. I'm gonna keep on rolling here while Kenny gets out of here, and we'll just continue to help me out in the comments, guys. Keep the chat alive, and we'll just roll through the end of the show. There's not too much more to say. The Broncos are in the playoffs, you guys. They're going to be taking on Buffalo. There's a lot of implications on it. Here's my question to the chat. If you guys wouldn't mind throwing in answers for this. If the Broncos manage to upset the Buffalo Bills this Sunday and move on to the divisional round of the playoffs, what do you see as being a likely future for the rest of the playoffs for us in terms of record? Me personally, I think if we can beat the Bills, then we can honestly do just about we can beat just about anybody in the playoffs here. Anything can happen in the playoffs. We've seen that before. And the way that it happens, you never expect it to go the way it does. There's always some kind of surprise. So let's see. We have Outdoor Sky saying, let's have a good game. I love it. Shy Vargas popping in. Josh Allen always chokes in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, historically he has. So do we think he's going to do that again this week against the Broncos? I mean, I'm here for it. I would not complain if Josh Allen just happened to kind of choke on Sunday. But again, If you guys would, let's see, Bonkers Broncos kind of answering my question here. The future would still be tough. No cakewalk, one game at a time. That's a great way, way to go about it. On the post game show, this last Sunday after the Broncos laid down that smackdown on the Chiefs. Let's see here. Another one real quick. I'll pull up this comment and then I'll finish my thought. Outdoor Sky One says they had KC earlier in the season. If they play them again, we can beat them. I think they will have to play KC. Lowest seed. Ravens QB is a choker too. Yes. And that's absolutely right. There was another point that I made post game this last Sunday was that, for all those that were sitting there going, well, the Broncos played the second string players. Nah. Let's look back at the earlier in the season when the Broncos faced the Chiefs against the Chiefs starters, and except for a lucky, and I mean lucky, field goal block at the very, literally to seal the game, the Broncos had that game won, dead to rights. We went toe to toe, and Bo Nix actually outperformed Patrick Mahomes, and we played better than they did. So yeah, absolutely, we can do that again. But to go back to my my thought I was having, on the post game show the other day, I was a little bit, more down to. I feel like maybe not down to earth, but I was being a little bit more careful about how I was feeling about the Broncos' chances in this game, because I was definitely struggling. I was sitting there going, okay, but if I tell myself that I not necessarily expect a loss, but am prepared for the fact that it's likely going to be a loss, then if we lose, it won't be as painful. And I think a big part of that was my wanting to prepare myself for what the national media was going to be saying over the next few days about how the Broncos, they did what they did to KC because it was against the second string, and Buffalo is going to be a whole different animal, blah blah blah. But then I actually started watching some more national media stuff over the past couple of days, and there's actually quite a few guys in the national media right now that are saying, yeah, it's going to be a rough onslaught for the Broncos, but they might actually be a scary team to be playing, and the Bills should be ready for this because it may not go as easily as they think it's gonna. And I'm sitting here going, whoa, you know what? They're probably right. And I started looking at it more and more, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I was a little bit too uh conservative about how I was feeling about the Broncos' chances. Well, you know what? I'm not that now. After the past couple days digesting all of that, I'm sitting here going, you know what? Chances are a lot greater than I was giving them credit for. Not necessarily that we're, it's not, astronomical chance or not astronomical, but through the roof chances that we walk out victorious. But it is absolutely a winnable game. It's just a matter of, can we go toe to toe with them the entire game? And I think that we can. Sean Payton's playbook will be open completely. It's the playoffs. This is the time. This is the moment where you start bringing out the last couple of things that nobody has seen yet, because this is the best time for it. This is the moment where during the week you're going to start designing some new plays and smacking them into heads, being like, hey, now's the time. Come on, guys. Bonkers says it here. Playoffs playbook is completely flipped in the postseason. Yeah. You can't play vanilla, not in the playoffs. You can't. All your vanilla play calling, it's got to go out the window. You got to start playing aggressive. Outdoor Sky says they had Casey early in the season, and if they play them again, we can beat them. I think I already read this one. I apologize. But yes, and then and to your point at the end of this one, Outdoor Sky, yeah, Lamar Jackson has historically struggled with choking in the postseason. I apologize there, guys. I had to cough. I have Afghanistan lung, so every now and then I have these coughs that come in and really make it rough for me. Excuse me. Outdoor Sky saying, take care. Looking forward to Sunday and the other games. Thank you, Outdoor Sky. It's been good to have you here, and I hope to see you back. Please, if you haven't already, as I've said earlier in the show, and this goes to everyone, please make sure that if you haven't already, you like, subscribe, share, and comment in the on Orange and Blue Network. Check us out. Give us the subscribe on YouTube. Hit the notification bell. Give us the thumbs up. That way, you know when we go live, and you're able to catch all of the rest of our awesome content, because we have a lot of shows throughout the week. And in fact, for those that don't know, Orange and Blue Network, Mike Carmelini of Denver Sports Media, he actually ranked us top 20 of Broncos podcasts or media in the world these last a couple of weeks ago. So please, I promise you, you will not regret it. And then, of course, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, share, and comment over on MHRT Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, even on Instagram. Check it all out. That's our partners, and we simulcast on both networks. So we would really appreciate that kind of love. Outdoor Sky also said Lamar against KC is rough. Yes, it is. It is, and we'll see who ultimately gets to face KC in that very first in KC's first bout in the playoffs. It could be the Broncos, it could be the Steelers. We'll see, man. But either way, I'm here for the fact, the way I'm trying to look at this game right now, the way that I'm trying to look at this game is, Outdoor Sky comes in again saying, I'll try to be on more. Appreciate it. Glad you were here, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's definitely different. My normal co-host, my cousin, and really, really good co-host, my cousin Jay, wasn't on tonight. So, make sure you catch us another day when you can actually see how this particular show usually goes. But the way that I'm trying to look at this game, and I hope that you guys will agree with me in the chat, is even, no matter the outcome of Sunday's game against Buffalo, no matter whether we walk out victorious, we walk out with a big old L, the fact that we are where we are is nothing shy of success. And it's something we should all be very proud of and very excited about. Because, let's face it, nobody picked us to be doing anything of this sort at the beginning of the season. We were, the over-under on us was 5.5 games won this season. We won 10. We're like, okay, we'll double you. And what was some of our goals that we really had for this season? I don't know. We considered it a rebuild at the very beginning. I know that most everybody was. We did this during a rebuild season with a rookie quarterback. So the benchmarks that we set, a lot of us set for this season, was like, can we just have a winning record? Which we did that. Is Bo Nix the future? Can we finally, one of the benchmarks was, have we finally solved this quarterback carousel that we've been on for the last 9 years? Guess what? We did that. Is Sean Payton our head coach of the, that's going to carry this team? Well, guess what? He's that, whether you like him or hate him. Sean Payton has rebuilt a new culture in Denver, and it is a winning culture. That's success. All right. And now on top of that, let's end. Last season, we ended the streak of losses to Kansas City. So this season, it was about, let's win the streak of losses to the Raiders. Guess what? We did that. And then of course, like icing on top of the cake was, could the Broncos possibly even make the playoffs? Guess what? We did that. So regardless of the outcome, win or lose this Sunday in Buffalo, we made the playoffs. And a really good way to look at it is that this is a baseline for our future. Because if we can make the playoffs, whether win or lose in the playoffs, if we can make the playoffs in a rebuild year with a rookie quarterback and a very young team, with over almost $68 million in dead cap money, which, by the way, will drop to about 32 next season. If we can do all of that in a rebuild year with a rookie quarterback, if we can accomplish what we have now, look at where we can go for the future. We are trending up. The trajectory is upward, and we are doing well. So, yes, it would suck to lose. I mean, I'm a Broncos fan, die hard. It's in my blood. It's orange and blue here in my blood. Losing will suck if we do. But the fact that we made it to the playoffs, that is not only our baseline for the future, that is success for this season. And more success than we could have actually predicted and or hoped for. So it is a really good time to be a Broncos fan right now. Outdoor Sky popping in, saying, yes, I enjoy watching, and especially with how this season went. Glad to hear it, and can't wait to see you in the future, Sky. He says, maybe finally solve the next gap from Elway rookie QB-wise. Yeah. You know, I mean, if you really think about it, Bo Nix, the records he broke this season, franchise records, rookie records, all that he did this season, that's the first time a Broncos QB has been that good in their rookie year. He is the best Broncos rookie quarterback of all time. That's not even a question. Whether you want to admit that or not, okay, whether you like the guy or you'd prefer to say that, no, he's not John Elway or whatever, statistically, the numbers don't lie. And Bo Nix is the best rookie quarterback this team has ever had. And his ceiling, we have seen, I promise you, we have seen nowhere near what his ceiling will be. Because the guy just continues to get better. He's still climbing the ladder, guys. He hasn't hit that ceiling yet. So, there's so much to be hopeful for and so much to be excited about right now. As a Broncos fan, I mean, I can't even. I mean, I'm almost at a loss for words, you guys. Like, and that's not a normal thing for me. And my mouse has frozen up again. So give me a minute, guys. I'm trying to get to the next comment here, and I'm not sure what is going on with. I'm not exactly sure what is happening here. Give me a second here. I got to figure it out. I'm going to change the batteries in this thing real quick, see if that's the problem. Can't always, when you kind of producing your own stuff, you can't always prepare for every eventuality. So let me see if that took care of the problem. Okay, seems to have done the trick. All right, so anyway, there's a lot to be excited about, especially when it comes to our quarterback. Dennis Camp, another new name. So here's to you, Dennis. I've quit drinking, so I'm not. I don't always have a beer on hand to toast our new names like I used to. But Dennis Camp says, I picked Denver in the beginning to make the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Bills are a load, but the future is gonna be fun. Hey, that's and the truth is, we did too here on this show. We did a right before the season began, right after the preseason ended. We did a schedule prediction. We actually predicted 11 wins on this season. And if you really, really think about it, had Kansas City not gotten that lucky field goal block, it would have been 11 wins. So, you know what? Yeah, we did too. But you are right. The Bills are a load, and it's going to be an intense game. It's going to be intense. But that's what we need. And one thing we haven't even talked about so far tonight going into this game is about Sean Payton. One thing that we cannot take for granted is his experience in the playoffs. Like, it's one thing if you get to the playoffs, if you're a young coach, but when you're if you are a coach that has a lot of experience in these situations, he knows how to call a playoff game. He knows that it's going to be different. He's not just going to be a deer in the headlights when it comes to his playbook. And that is something to be excited about as well. Because not only has the guy been to the playoffs, he's won a Super Bowl. He is a Super Bowl winning head coach. He has the experience we need at the coaching position. So I appreciate that very much. Shai Vargas popping in saying, we are not losing. Hey, I love the confidence, brother, and I can't wait. You know what? If you're right, I cannot wait to see you post game this Sunday saying, you were right, Shai. You were right. Shai also was asking, who do we think will be rookie of the year? Well, this is where it's getting a little bit rocky. Is if before Sunday's game, I actually said it's Jalen Daniels. Like, Bo Nix has done an amazing job. His name deserves to be in the conversation, but Jalen Daniels got it done. Then the way that Bo played, regardless of who he played against against Kansas City 2 days ago, that dude came to play. And the game he put on that board was nothing short of inspirational. So now, and I'm not the only one saying this, because I've actually heard several in the national media saying Bo Nix could actually come in and dark horse this thing out from under Jaden Daniels. I don't know who it's going to be. So for this one tonight this last Sunday, I said it was Jaden Daniels. Tonight, here on this show, getting ready for the Broncos to go to the playoffs, I'm going to go ahead and put my orange colored lenses on, and I'll say Nix just for S's and G's, just for shits and giggles. I'll say it. It's still gonna be an onslaught though. It's still gonna be an onslaught. So, Outdoor Sky referencing Sean Payton. He will have the guys ready. If there's any coach that can, it's him. I agree. Rich saying he disagrees. Nix will not. Hey, we'll see, buddy. And yes, he says Bowers is playing crazy too, which would make your buddy Jack Kenna very, very happy if he got that accolade, my friend. But unfortunately, I don't think, even with how out of his mind Bowers is playing right now, I don't think he can muscle out the quarterbacks. I just don't. Especially on the team that he's on. That's going to be part of it. So we'll see. We'll know soon enough, man. It's coming. The votes are gonna be counted, and it's coming. So, but guys, we're at an hour 2 minutes. And you know what? I've had a long day, so I think we're gonna go ahead and call it. But this has been an absolute blast. This was the very first ever. We launched this show, let alone the network. We launched this show 4 years ago, right in the middle of COVID. So we have never known a winning season as the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast or the Orange and Blue Network. So this has been our very first ever playoff episode of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue. And I wish that he could have stuck around, but I had an absolute blast chatting with Kenny Booker. I had an absolute blast talking to all of you. And I know that we're going to have a blast watching the Broncos against the Bills this Sunday in Buffalo on playoff football. Oh, it is such an incredible feeling that I'm going to dance. I'm going to do it one last time before Sunday. I'm going to dance right now. All right, I'm done. I won't subject you to that anymore. But guys, there is so much to be thankful for. There is so much to be celebrated, and there's so much to be excited for. Denver Broncos football in January. Playoff football, baby. Guys, this has been the Nothing Rhymes, the Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network and on the MHRT Network. Please, if you have not already, please go on over and like, subscribe, share, and comment on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and check out the audio version of the podcast everywhere you find your favorites for Orange and Blue Network. We appreciate you guys. Then, if you haven't already, please jump on over to our partner and our simulcast on MHRT Network. Like, subscribe, share, comment on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and even on Instagram. We appreciate each and every one of you, Broncos country. We love you. I love you, Orange and Blue crew. I cannot wait to see you pre-game this Sunday. 1 hour before game time, we'll have the Get Bucked Game Day show. But don't forget, we also have some other awesome shows here on the Orange and Blue Network. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, will be Broncos Talk with Adon Diaz, the 6'10" Mexican, and Bronco Libre. Then on Friday, we will have Bronco Libre and Adon Diaz, the 6'10" Mexican, again, as they do Viva los Broncos, which is the only fan-led Spanish Broncos podcast in the world. So make sure, if you speak Spanish and you know someone who does, to let them know that that's coming up. Sunday, like I said, 1 hour before game time, we will have the Get Bucked Game Day show. MHRT Network's going to hold down the neighborhood during game time, and then post-game, we will be back with the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. So much to see, so much to talk about. We love you, Broncos country. Mile high salute to you, and go Broncos!
Orange and blue, we're here for you. Talking Broncos all day through. No stopping us, we're on the loose. Come join the crew, no bad news. Podcast vibes so fresh and true. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Catching up on all that we knew.